Standout Society, what's going on, you guys? It's Adam here, coming in from the BC International Airport, and I'm here to make a quick video with you guys about adaptability. Now, before we get into the video, let me find a better spot with lighting. So I chose this spot thinking it would be better, so my voice doesn't echo down the hall here. I'm really the only one in the airport because of COVID and all going on. But yeah, before we get into that, just come on a quick little journey with me. I probably should not be stepping over this luggage thing, but it's alright. Who's here to get me in trouble, right? Okay, you guys, perfect. So, now that you guys can see me, let's talk. In this video here, I want to share a little bit about adaptability, but more specifically, I'm going to talk about how to make adaptability easy. So more than just having to be adaptable when it comes to creating life on your own terms and kind of building the life that you want for yourself, you can't only be adaptable, you have to want to be adaptable. You have to let being adaptable be something that comes naturally, something that flows, something that's easy. And what I mean by this is when it comes down to change, you can't be upset about it. And not even upset, but you just can't allow resistance there. So let me give you guys an example of where there would be resistance. Let's say you just learned something and you took maybe 3, 4, 5 months just to learn it and you finally got it down. 5 months later, you perfectly got this method for whatever it is you're working on. As soon as you learn, you find a different way to do it. You're told a different way to do it. You're shown a different way to do it. You have to adapt. You have to change. You have to pretty much just scrap everything that you just learned. So, of course, it's easy to just say, oh, this sucks. Do I have to change? Or maybe I don't have to change everything, right? But what I'm talking about here is you have to want to be adaptable. Don't be adaptable because you have to change. Be adaptable because you know it's the right thing to do. Now, I'm going to share my personal experience on how being an adaptable person, it's really how I see myself now, but being an adaptable person has really become easy for me. And I just mean like easy as in like effortless. Like when it's time to change, I don't even have to try. I just allow the change to happen because I just embody that part of myself, that adaptability. So the first thing with me and how I realized that, being adaptable is kind of part of the process and natural is exactly like I just mentioned. I see it as part of the process. So I know when it comes down to my goals and the big picture of my goals, where I want to go and all, I know that change is part of it because you're opening new doors, you're letting go of old things that no longer serve you. So there's a lot of movement. There's a lot of, things going in your life and things going out of your life, right? So things coming in, things going out. It's going to cause a lot of change. Now with a lot of change comes a lot of adjustments, a lot of adaptability. So anytime that I have to change my ways or become more adaptable by, trying several methods at once, whatever it might be, I see it as, oh, this is part of the process. This is what I need to be doing to get to my goals. It's just natural. So, there's no resistance there because it's supposed to happen. If it wasn't happening, maybe I wouldn't be progressing forwards. So that is one of the ways. Now, I wrote several down, but I'm not going to touch base on them all. I just want to keep this video sort of short for you guys. But here, it just kind of, this touches base with what I just mentioned too, but when you have to adjust to something, when you have to adapt to something, know that it's happening for a reason. So we just kind of said that, see it as part of the process, but not only see it as part of the process, know that it's happening for a reason. So, if you have to scrap everything that you just learned and adjust, adapt to a new way of doing things, know that that's happening for a reason because it's going to allow the next best thing to come. It's going to allow everything in the big picture of your goals to unfold in perfect alignment, okay? If you didn't have to change that way, maybe the next better way, 2 or 3 changes later, wouldn't be able to come because you were just so stuck on your old way of doing things. You wouldn't allow yourself to grow, okay? And yes, it's a process. Yes, it takes time, but you have to know that it's happening for a reason, even if it's very hard to adapt and hard to change, okay? So see it as kind of like, and this is how I see it at least, and this is what really helps me is when something happens, see it as it's happening for a reason, yes, but it's allowing everything else to fall into place. It's allowing things to unfold in perfect alignment, in perfect synchronicity, if that's what you want to call it. Let me give you guys a personal example of like an experience I just had where I had to be adaptable, and maybe for a lot of people, it would have been hard to be adaptable in this situation. So, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm here at an airport right now in BC. So I came from Ontario to BC. When I first was supposed to get on my flight on Friday, it's now Sunday, so I was supposed to be on my flight on Friday. I get there and I didn't have my boarding pass loaded beforehand on my phone. I was gonna do it at the airport. By the time I got to the airport with the lines and everything, I couldn't get my boarding pass and I couldn't board the plane. So I literally had to sit there in an hour before my plane even took off and just watch it leave without me because I couldn't get on it. Now, the same thing happened to a group of friends and then a couple or a brother, sister, maybe, I don't know. Now the friends, stormed out of the airport, they were gone. Brother and sister freaking out, crying, screaming, getting mad at the workers, blaming them, whatever it might be. And I was there and all I saw was, okay, what does this mean? Like, how am I gonna have to adapt? What does this mean? Is like, when I say that to myself, I mean like, what next, So right away I saw it as, okay, this is happening for a reason. Maybe I, shouldn't be in BC at this time. Maybe this extra 2 days is going to allow everything to fall into place. It's meant to happen. It's happening for a reason. So because of that, next flight I could get was Sunday, which is now today, the date I'm recording this, Sunday, June 14th of 2020. So what I did, got an Airbnb from Friday until Sunday, right by the airport, and it was amazing. I'm so happy. I feel like I really needed it to just totally recenter myself, refocus myself, and get all my goals down. I actually finished a bunch of things that I've been trying to do, and it was just a huge help because looking back now, even just from the 2 days looking back, I don't think I would have been able to do the things that I did at that Airbnb when I was in BC, because now there's going to be a lot of movement and all. So yeah, just a big opportunity, right? So that adaptability, letting it happen with ease, it's just because it was supposed to happen, it's part of the process. Just let things unfold. And it just makes it so easy, because if I went into reaction mode there, I could have paid money to go to Edmonton and then flown from Edmonton, Alberta to BC that same day. Like, I could have just, spent that little bit more money and rushed it, made it happen, forced it. But, I just said, okay, no resistance. Let's just, see what I can do. What does this mean? Like I mentioned earlier. All right, and the last thing I want to say about adaptability is allow it to excite you. If you're being adaptable, that's awesome. If things are changing, that's awesome. Do you know why? Because you're growing. It means that you're progressing forwards. Like, the last thing you want is to be stagnant, right? You don't want to just have to stay the same. You don't want to not be moving. You don't want to be stuck. So if you're being adaptable, if you're changing your ways, you're progressing. So instead of being mad that you have to adapt, that you have to scrap the old way of doing it, be excited. Know that you're getting that one step closer to your goal. That 2 steps closer, whatever it is. You're going closer and closer and closer to where you want to be. So does that not excite you? Do you not want your end goal? Come on, that's it. So that's all I want for you guys. I just wanted to share how to make it a little bit easier to adapt. And yeah, enjoy the process that much more. So with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video or the previous video, whatever you end up watching. And peace. Much love, guys.